before I start talking about a good anime film, possibly the best that I've ever seen, because it's the only anime film I've ever seen. If you ever see me, take my eyes off it, it's because I have my computer right next to me. And Apple, I don't know why, back then when I did my other videos, it was my phone being cable free. When I did my GarageBand video, it was cable free connection where like you can use your phone as a webcam when you're recording videos on your MacBook, but suddenly it won't do the cables. It won't do the cable off mode anymore, and now I have to attach an iPhone charger to my MacBook, and that's how I can connect to my phone to use as a camera. So yeah, sorry if I take my eyes off the lenses because I can't concentrate on two screens at a time. I'm sorry my ADHD is like might be bothering some of y'all. But anyways, yeah. Now let's get on the topic of the good anime movie. So, I don't know if you've been a veteran of this channel, but if you have seen some like majority of my 511 videos, I think, then you know that Dragon Ball is my favorite anime of all time. There's just something about the arcs the characters go through. Goku being a okay father figure, and it should have been Piccolo who should have been the father figure of Gohan. Like, it's just the arcs that the characters go through that generally make this like Dragon Ball Z my favorite anime. Naruto's too long and complicated. Dragon Ball just goes straight to the meat, to the core. Just go straight to the core. I'm sorry I had to like stutter, but I'm just trying to get my words through. Dragon Ball Z, like my favorite arc in the entire show has to be probably the Android saga, because it is all about Gohan. Gohan gets, when Gohan finally taps into a separate Super Saiyan 2 transformation by hearing Android 16's speech has got to be one of the most gritting transformations that I've ever seen in an anime. Probably because it's like the only transformation that I've ever seen in anime. I don't see that much anime. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z. It is a character-based anime, and it's about the arcs characters go through. Vegeta's the best side character is all I have to say about the show. Vegeta's like the best side character in anime history. This show is just amazing. It's been in my childhood. It was in my dad's childhood. It was in my cousin's childhood. It was in my uncle's childhood. My cousin's dad's. He's not biologically related to me, but my cousin's dad watched Dragon Ball when he was a kid. Basically, my family kind of runs through Dragon Ball, so Dragon Ball, I'm probably going to show Dragon Ball to my kids. But what about Dragon Ball Super? In my opinion, not as strong as Dragon Ball Z, but it's pretty close to perfection. My only problem with Dragon Ball Super is Vegeta trying to be stronger, but then Goku suddenly has like a better transformation. Like, oh, what's that? Vegeta finally find a good way to use Super Saiyan Blue, and then Goku has Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. What's that? Super Saiyan Blue evolved. We got Ultra Instinct, which is now canonically the strongest form of all time, and then we got Ultra Ego, and now I do not know what type of made up transformation you're gonna use for Goku so it can be stronger than Vegeta. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have to say about Dragon Ball Super. I have more to talk about it, but that's all I want to say. So let's go to the reason why I'm making this video. Dragon Ball Super Broly. So yeah, I'm not a big anime guy. I do like some anime, but I'm not like the type of guy who's gonna watch like 5 animes in one sitting, or like the type of guy who is like, oh yeah, this is my anime watch list, I'm gonna watch this anime, then what? No. I'm just kind of like, oh hey, look at that, it's something I haven't watched. Hey, I'm bored, let's see what's on it, and I'll see, and from the first episode, I'll be the judge of whether the anime is gonna be good or not. Even though everybody says, oh no, you gotta watch the rest of the show. That's all I have to say. I'm not a big anime guy. I don't like have time to watch a bunch of cartoons. And mostly because I get sick of the tropes. But anyways, yeah, back to the reason why I'm making this video in the first place. Dragon Ball Super Broly. Dragon Ball is no stranger to like direct to DVD films, but this is something special. And this is probably the definitive version of Broly in my humblest opinion in the whole Dragon Ball canon. Not Dragon Ball Z nor Super, just the entire Dragon Ball saga as a whole. Because Dragon Ball Z Broly, I haven't watched the original Dragon Ball Z Broly movies, but from what I heard from my cousin, the reason why Broly hates Goku in the Dragon Ball Z movies is because Goku's cry was so loud that it disturbed Broly, and that's the whole reason why he's decimating planets. which is kind of dumb. And it's also like the first time we see him turn into false Super Saiyan, which is kind of like Kaioken but stronger, but it's not as strong as Super Saiyan, you know? And yeah, that's all I have to, say about Dragon Ball Z Broly. Like his whole backstory is kind of dumb, whereas Dragon Ball Super Broly, yeah, that's a chef's kiss in the backstory department right there. Let's just go straight into the film, shall we? The movie opens up with King Cold's spaceship going through planet Vegeta. He arrives at King Vegeta's castle saying that he's going to retire effective immediately, and he'll leave the King Cold Force as the Frieza Force now, which we all know what that means. We get Ginyu Force, baby. And yeah, after that, Frieza introduces a new like version of the scouters the Saiyans use, 2.0 version, if you say. He then uses the scouter to detect 4 Saiyans in King Vegeta's castle who has guns trained on Frieza, and then Frieza absolutely decimates them because of course it's Frieza.
Hello, monkey.
And then King Vegeta becomes mad that King Cold's son is gonna take over his planet. So he's like, oh, look at this, my boy is growing strong. He's growing bigger and stronger every day. He then sees another baby and has become jealous because he has a bigger like battle power than his son. And in an act of jealousy, he puts Broly, which is the kid that has the bigger high battle power, into a spaceship that is supposed to go to an unhospitable planet called Planetoid Vampa. And then the father of Broly, of Kid Broly, or just Broly in general, Paragus, becomes mad at this and accuses King Vegeta that the only reason why he wants to trying to kill Broly is because he's jealous that he has a higher battle power than his own son. And then Paragus goes to a ship to track Broly's pod that went to Planetoid Vampa, and then he kidnaps a guy called Beats, I think. I don't know. What is it with Dragon Ball characters named after vegetables? Anyways, 2 days later, Paragus and Beats finally arrive to Planetoid Vampa, and then they discover some wildlife information. Like, oh, look at these little bugs. They're probably like drinking something from the grass. Oh, wait a minute. That's not grass. That's fur from an animal. Ew. And then, after searching for so long, they go inside a cave, and then they find Broly. And then Paragus finds out that, hey, Broly as a kid can't defeat him because there's a battle power of 920. And then he looks up at the moon, which is full moon, and then he's like, he must have looked at the moon and turned into a great ape. Which, context for all you people who don't watch Dragon Ball, if a Saiyan looks at a full moon, they'll be in a trance and turn into a great ape, which is a giant monkey that duplicates or probably quadruples the battle power of the Saiyan, and they'll lose all control. And the only way to get off of it is by maintaining control or cutting off the tail. So yeah, just a little context for you. And then Paragus and Beats go to the ship to find out the main floater of the ship is cracked, meaning they can't go back. And then Paragus, of course, does the only reasonable choice and kills Beats to use his corpse as a source of food. Yes. We then cut 6 years later, I think. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the time jumps in movies. And then we see Bardock, which is the father of Goku, with a soldier in his ship returning to planet Vegeta. Bardock is suspicious of all this because he's like, wait a minute, it can't be, Frieza announcing a new weapon, because then he'll just rally up the soldier saying, so why is he telling everybody to come back to planet Vegeta? Why every single Saiyan has to go back to planet Vegeta? Why can't it be just some people? And then after Bardock lands, a Saiyan is like, hey, yeah, by the way, some of Frieza's troops are making people take surveys about what they know about the legendary Super Saiyan. And that's when Bardock puts 1 and 1 together and finds out that Frieza is going to destroy the planet because he thinks that the Super Saiyan myth is real. And then, we get a very heart-touching scene with Bardock and his wife saying goodbye to Goku while he's still a child, telling him goodbye, and that he's sending him to a planet called Earth because, it's a decent planet to them, and that Frieza won't track it pretty soon. And then, the rest of the scene is just freaking sad. I'll let you watch it.
Extremely valuable world, so I'm hoping it won't even show up on the Frieza Force's radar.
If your father is wrong about this, then we'll come and get you immediately.
Listen, son. You do what it takes to survive. Got it?
We'll see you really soon.
Goodbye.
We then cut to Frieza's ship, and then we find out that Frieza knows that the Super Saiyan myths are like false, but he's not taking any chances. So he destroys the planet, and then a big boastful score plays. I'll let you hear this. I'll let you hear the score.
Or it can be awakened.
I, for one, feel so much better now.
Yeah, there you go. We then cut to present day after Frieza blows up planet Vegeta, and then we see Goku and Vegeta fighting, and then Whis, being curious, asks Vegeta and Goku why they're training. Goku says that the reason why he's training is because he doesn't want to be stuck at the same power level after fighting Jiren and all those other fighters in the Tournament of Power, which we all know how crazy that went. And then Whis asks Vegeta why he's training. And then Vegeta says the reason why he's training is because he's afraid Frieza might take another form. Like Resurrection F, we were introduced to Golden Frieza, which was literally kind of unstoppable before they turned Super Saiyan Blue. So Vegeta's worried that Frieza might take on another form that's more powerful than Golden Frieza. Then Trunks calls Bulma to say that the six Dragon Balls that she collected are stolen, and they took the Dragon Ball Raider too. And then Bulma says that she has 6 of the 7 Dragon Balls. The 7th one is located in Antarctica, but since it was located on the coldest place on Earth, she was like, nah, I'm not gonna search for that one anymore. But now she's gonna have to search it because it's Frieza. He can't plan anything good with those Dragon Balls. So our characters suit up and go to Antarctica to find the last Dragon Ball before Frieza does. We then cut to Frieza's ship, and then Kikono, I don't know what his name is, asks Frieza why he wants the Dragon Balls in the first place. Frieza then says the reason why is because he wants to grow 5 centimeters. Actually, Barry Blue makes fun of Vegeta for being short, and then Frieza's like, you know what, I'm going to make myself 5 centimeters taller. Which, this is going to be my biggest gripe of the film. The Dragon Balls in this film, the wishes are, they're dumb. Like, Bulma wants to make herself look 5 years younger, and Frieza wants to makes himself look 5 centimeters taller. And that's kind of dumb, because I remember in GT where the Dragon Balls literally manifested themselves into consciousness, and they transformed into Omega, Ice, and Nova Shenron, which, yeah, they're not pretty great people. That's all I'm gonna say. And that the characters wanted the Dragon Balls to wish for more power, and Frieza, already in his final form, wanted more power, and he wanted to use the Dragon Balls for it. And Vegeta wanted it for immortality, which are pretty big wishes that it left you wondering what would actually happen if they actually made the wish. Will they actually make the wish? But in this one, the whole reason why they want the Dragon Ball so bad is just kind of dumb, in my opinion. Like, that's my biggest gripe with the film. Using the Dragon Balls to wish for something dumb. I know, like, Bulma in Dragon Ball Superheroes, she uses it to make her butt look big, which, I can't imagine the fandom after that. So yeah, the Dragon Ball wishes in this movie are dumb. The biggest stakes in this movie of making wishes about the Dragon Balls are dumb. Anyway, let's go back to the film. Frieza's men locate the 7th Dragon Ball, but Goku and Vegeta are there, and then they threaten the troops to give them the Dragon Balls. And then the troops, alerted, they're like, yo, we gotta call Frieza before these Saiyans kill us. And then they radio Frieza, they found the Dragon Balls. And now, Frieza's ship is headed to Earth. And while that's happening, Chi-Lai and an old dude go to Planetoid Vampa. And they find Paragus and Broly. And then, they scan Paragus, see his battle power. He has 9,000. And then they're getting attacked by a giant creature, to which Paragus shouts Broly's name, to which Broly responds and absolutely dominates the creature. And then we get another amazing score in this. Like, this film is just filled with amazing score. Like, just listen to this. Chi-Lai then uses her scouter to determine what Broly's battle power is, and the scouter can't even read it. So that means we have a strong character in our hands. Broly then goes back to Frieza's ship, and it turns out that Broly doesn't have a tail because Paragus cut it off after turning into a Great Ape for the second time. But the second time, I mean that Broly turned into a Great Ape when he was a child, when he first landed into Planetoid Vampa. The second time was whenever Paragus was there. And then Frieza asked Paragus for an important event. But before they can go to that important event, Broly and Paragus take a shower and they go to the food court to eat some food. Then suddenly this drunk-looking guy or something, I don't know. Is he drunk? I don't know. Hits on Chi-Lai, but she's not interested. And then Broly is like, hey man, she said no. Like, why don't you bug off? And then the dude is like, hey man, no, big mistake. And then starts throwing hands at Broly. But Broly almost kills the guy. And then Paragus uses the shock collar that's on Broly's neck to tame him. It's not a strong current, but it's enough to make Broly obey. Chi-Lai gets mad at him, and then Paragus is like, hey, yo, if I ever see you talking to my son again, like, I'm gonna kill you. But while they're arguing, Chi-Lai sneaks her hands into the pocket where the remote is and steals it and crushes it. We then cut to Broly eating so much food and discovering what water is for the first time. And then he says that the fur he has on his waist is an ear belonging to a creature called Ba. Ba is one of those creatures that get their blood drinking out of by the bugs that I said that was disgusting. And the whole reason why Ba was even useful for Broly is so that Broly can learn how to dodge attacks. But the more Broly was training how to evade attacks, the more he gained a friendship with Ba. And they actually grew to be best friends. They became like good friends. And then, dads being dads in movies, he grabs his gun, shoots one of Ba's ears off, and now Ba doesn't want to do anything with Broly anymore. And now Broly wears the ear around his waist as a symbolism of a friendship that could have been more. Which, it's just pretty sad, man. I'm not having like tears over here. We then cut to Frieza's ship finally being on Earth. And then we have Goku and Vegeta saying, hey, we know you got someone powerful in the ship. Show us who he is. And then we get introduced to Broly. And then Broly and Vegeta fight. And it's honestly an amazing fight. And I was literally cheering the first time I saw this movie. Like, I was insane. Like, watching this. I was very hyper. And then, we get a pretty great battle. And then Goku's like, hey, yo, tag me in. And then, Goku starts dancing or something. I don't know. And then he starts, and he starts like, okay, let's see if I can defeat him in my base form. Nope. Super Saiyan 1? Nope, can't beat him. Super Saiyan God? Nope, can't defeat him. And then Goku gets, bodied by Broly. And then Piccolo's like, hey, Goku, are you alright? I can sense you fighting someone that has a bigger power level than you. And then Goku turns Super Saiyan Blue, almost Ultra Instinct if you pay attention to the frame rate. He turns Super Saiyan Blue and they turn Antarctica into a freaking landscape of hell. Like, they turn an icy continent into a continent filled with lava and volcanoes. Like, what? Vegeta then tags in and Goku and Broly fight, and then we lead to another amazing fight. Like, each fight is better and better than the last. Broly is getting beaten up, and then Frieza's like, if Broly can't, I need to find a way to make Broly stronger, and that's when he realizes Frieza made Goku stronger by killing one of his friends. So then Frieza puts one and one together, and then realizes that if he can kill the person closest to Broly in front of Broly, then Broly will get mad enough to turn into a Super Saiyan or a more powerful form. And then Frieza kills Paragus, and then Frieza's like, "Yo, Broly, you're somebody killed your dad. I definitely don't know who it is." And then Broly sees his father's corpse and turns so angry that he turns into a legendary Super Saiyan. No, it's not normal Super Saiyan, otherwise his hair would be yellow. It's legendary Super Saiyan because his hair is green. And then this is the moment where Broly turns berserk. Goku and Vegeta can't handle legendary Super Saiyan Broly, so they're like, "Hey, yo, Frieza, we're gonna go teleport somewhere. You take care of him." And then Frieza's like, "No, I'm the mighty Lord Frieza. Don't do this. Don't hit me." And then Broly versus Frieza for like a short glimpse, and then Goku and Vegeta go to Piccolo because they need to get stronger. But it turns out they don't have any Senzu beans, so without a Senzu bean, they can't go back to base 1 and get strong again. So they have to fuse together, but they don't have any Pataras, so they're gonna have to do the fusion dance. We had a bunch of failed attempts at fusion, and after a failed attempt at a fusion, we then cut back to Antarctica, or what used to be of it, where Broly and Frieza are fighting, and it's an amazing fight. It's just Frieza getting bodied, and he's like, "You dare hit the Grand Emperor Frieza? I'll show you there's no mercy after you cross with me," and then turns into Gold Frieza. We then finally get Vegeta and Goku fused together, and they turn into Gogeta, which they're called Gogeta, but in the show, even in GT, I think, they don't call themselves Gogeta. Like, we know that they are Gogeta, but never in the show, as they are, like, when they fuse, they never call themselves Gogeta. Like, we need to turn into Gogeta, fusion dance. It's just go fusion dance, and then boom, they turn into Gogeta, but they never say it's Gogeta. So actually hearing Goku say, "Oh, we need a name for this fusion. How about Gogeta?" Literally, that is like an amazing way to introduce a character transformation that has never been sung, that never had its name sung in an anime before. Like, just amazing, chef's kiss. We finally get Dragon Ball Super Gogeta versus Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and then Super Saiyan Blue, Dragon Ball Super Gogeta versus Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and it's an amazing fight. Their fight is literally so chaotic that it breaks the universe. Like, you can't make this up. Chilai and the old old orange man, find the Dragon Balls, and then they wish for Broly to be back on his planet because they don't want him getting tortured and getting hurt anymore. So they summon Shenron, wish for Broly to be back on his planet, and everything's good and happy. But the movie doesn't end. The movie actually ends with Chilai and the old dude going to Planetoid Vampa, and they're like, "Oh, the food you eat here is disgusting." And then Goku brings some capsules that that Bulma made, where like you press the button, you throw it in the ground, and then boom, a house appears with food that lasts for 40 days. And then Goku's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, the reason why you can't see any spaceships here is because I was using instant transmission to track Broly's power." And he tells Chilai and the old man that he doesn't want any beef with Broly. All he wants to do is train him because he seems like a good guy to train with since he was like so freaking strong. And then the movie ends with Chilai asking what Goku's name is, and he says,
It's Goku. But Broly? Call me Kakarot.
"Ah, yeah." And then we cut to the credit sequence with Blizzard by, I don't know what his name is, but it's just an amazing song. Listen to it. See, and that was Dragon Ball Super Broly, which in my opinion is the best anime film of all time. I'm sorry, I haven't seen any of the Demon Slayer movies. I haven't seen any One Piece films. I didn't even see anything related to One Piece. Yeah, just I haven't seen any One Piece. Like One Piece fans, like I'm sorry, but like, ugh. Yeah, the reason why I like this movie so much is because it just has everything I wished for a Dragon Ball Super Broly movie and more. It has intense fighting, a lot of screaming, Broly, a good Broly backstory for once, a decent storyline. We get Frieza back. Gogeta's name is mentioned in the film. What more can I ask for? It's a good fan service anime film. This is like the No Way Home of Dragon Ball films. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Dragon Ball Super Broly. It's fun. The animation is absolutely gorgeous. Why didn't they stick this style to Dragon Ball Super Heroes? Like I don't have any beef with the CG, but like literally the art style in this film is in the Dragon Ball Super Broly is amazing. Why didn't they kept the art style to Dragon Ball Super Heroes? Like literally, why? Was it that hard? So even though that's all I have to say about the film, what I like about this film, what do I not like? Like what I said before, it is the No Way Home of Dragon Ball movies. Like it's everything I could have asked in a Dragon Ball movie, what any fan wanted in a Dragon Ball movie, and more. That's a huge example. The animation, well, it did take some time for me to get used to it. Wasn't a big bother, and I honestly thought this is a very great animation addition. Like I honestly prefer this style of animation, over the Dragon Ball Super animation in the TV show. Like it's just absolutely gorgeous. It was like a colored manga come to life. And yeah, that's all I have to say about the film. And some of the jokes in this film are amazing. Like not all of them land, but when they do land, they're absolutely hilarious. Monkeys. Also, we had a brief moment of Whis versus Broly. Like literally, that's amazing. One thing that I could have wanted out of the film is more, more characters. Like I do like Whis commenting on some stuff. Bulma's alright as because that's who Bulma is. I could have seen more interaction with Goku and Gohan in this film. Like more of Piccolo, other than being the hey, you guys need to do this in order to defeat the villain type of character. And I wanted to see more of Beerus. Actually scratch that. I love the part where Beerus is like, hey yo, it's like, I'm a destroyer god, not a babysitter. I like that part. But yeah, what do I not like about this film? Like I already said before while I was mentioning about the recap of the film, I did not like how the Dragon Balls were used for like dumb wishes, because we've seen the Dragon Balls used for like total world annihilation before. So yeah, that's it. I know this video isn't gonna make a whole lot of views because yeah, I've seen something horrible happen. Whenever I edit my videos, it takes 30 minutes to it normally takes like 3 to 10 minutes to record, but right now this is 25 minutes and 43 seconds of recording according to Photo Booth. And this is probably the longest video I've ever done that isn't a live stream. And I'm sure gonna do a whole lot of editing to put in some footage of the film. And it honestly kind of makes me sad. Because, I record these long videos, my throat is getting scratchy, it's getting dry, and then I'm very proud of what I've done. And then I upload it to YouTube, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, like this is my first time actually editing something. I hope by the looks of before I published it, it looks good to me. I publish it, and then the video doesn't do good. My GarageBand video was my favorite video to edit, but it didn't make any views. It didn't make 15 views. Yeah. My Dead Horror Movie franchise was another video that I edited it, and it had a lot of fun editing, but it didn't make many views. It did 25 views, which I'm pretty proud of, but it's for me, it's kind of not enough. Sorry if I sound kind of bratty, but it's just not enough for me for these videos, because most of the videos that I make that I don't spend enough time, making ideas for, they're the ones that make views. Norm's Harry's Discovery has like 360 views, and I literally didn't put any thought into it. I'm just like, oh, Lego characters and guns. That's all the video is. And yet it makes a lot of views. But whenever I make these videos that I edit, you know, I spend more time on my computer than I've ever been. They don't make a lot of views. So I am kind of grateful for like the 3 people that fully watch this video. And it's, you know, it's an amazing video that I get to talk about. And just seeing actually like one person fully watch this video amazes me. It may not get 100 views like I wanted it to, but I am grateful that I get 3. It's not what I anticipated for, but at least someone's watching. Yeah. See you soon. Yeah.